Hey, just Robert here. Something I want to speak to you about today is a little journey that I've been through. A little while back, a few years ago, I used to be in the British Army. I was there for just short of 5 years and loved it. Great time in my life. Joined pretty much when I came out of school. I learnt a load of stuff. I was a little mummy's boy before I joined up. Still a bit of mummy's boy, to be honest. But then it kind of turned me from a boy into a man, and I learnt a whole lot about life. But here's what I learnt more than anything. I learnt more when I left than what I did in the 5 years. And what I mean by that is this. When I was in the forces, by the way, if you're in the forces or you know people who are in the forces and it's basically their whole life, then you totally won't get this because it's just who you are. This was not who I was. It was just who I was at that time. So, when I was in the forces, everything, for anybody, everything is very regimented and disciplined. And you get up at a certain time. You need to be in your bed for a certain time within training and what have you. And you have your meals at different times and you get paid a set wage structure and you need to follow the ranking system. Everything's very much systemised and set out in a set way, which is absolutely fantastic for some people. Not if you're a bit an impulsive person and a bit of a wild card like myself, doesn't like being told what to do too much. I guess you could probably say got a bit of an attitude problem. I guess I have, but there's a lot of people out there who have as well, eh? So when I got out and tried to embark upon a new career in Civvy Street, I hadn't a clue what I wanted to do. I went from job to job. My first job was as a security guard in a building site, and I pretty much stopped that after I realised it was the night that England were playing Germany, and I believe they beat them like 5-0 or 5-1 or something like that. And it got to half time and the game was getting that exciting that I just dumped tools and just pissed off and thought, do you know what, I don't need to do this. And it wasn't really my passion, it wasn't what I wanted to do. I then went from there, for some strange reason, to another security job in another building site, and pretty much the same thing happened. From there, I went to work in an olive oil factory. I walked out after 2 hours. We were having an argument with my boss because I spilt some olive oil. I worked in a mail sorting office in Folkestone in Kent. This is all based down in Kent, England, by the way. What did I do then? I then worked as a security guard in VT Rice and Strood, if anybody knows it, in Kent. And done that for ages, but it wasn't really my true calling. I didn't really know what it was that I wanted to do. But a light bulb moment happened. I can't remember specifically when it was, but what I can remember is this. It was when I was out running in the morning. I used to always go, I was a trained PTI in the army, so my get out thing was basically to go a run. And I liked going early running in the morning because there was nobody else about, and it was basically kind of like, if I was doing it, nobody else was doing it. I was doing it before all the traffic was about and everybody was still in bed, and it was like just me and the world, so it was like my little getaway. So I was out running this morning, and I was running through Rochester towards Rochester Castle, again if you know it, in Kent. And if you're into running or just walking, certain things go through your head, and this thought kind of went through my head, and I thought about it. I was trying to sort of analyse my life and work out, Robert, what is it you want to do? What is it you want to achieve? Do you want to help people? Do you want to make more money? What is it you're trying to get to? Where are you trying to move to? And what I picked up was that I just moved from this life where everything was pretty much laid out for me, and I was told exactly what I needed to do all the time. I then went from that to the complete opposite, from one end of the scale to the next, one extreme to the next, where I was in charge of my destiny then, and it was basically up to me. There was nobody there to say what you're doing is right or what you're doing is wrong. It was all up to me. So the consequences, if it was wrong, were up to me. The consequences were up to me if everything was right. And what I realised was that it was really strange but really simple. Here I am in this world. It was like a get out of jail free card. It was like, okay, you've been released out these gates of the forces. You're no longer in these traps. You can become whatever it is that you want to be. And this could be for the good or for the bad. If I wanted to be a bank robber, I could have been a bank robber. If I wanted to work in a shoe shop, I could have worked in a shoe shop. If I wanted to train to be a doctor, I could have been a doctor. If I wanted to run my own business and stand here and talk through a camera to you guys. I could do that. And that's kind of where I went with it. Obviously went down the whole fitness route and set up my own business, managed health clubs and then set up a business. And it was such a light bulb moment for me to realise that this world is here for you to be able to achieve whatever it is that you want. But the things that we find that are holding us back are the things that are in here. Although I had left the army and left this regimented routine, in my head, because I'd been there for almost 5 years, I was still going through all that. And I couldn't really break away from it. Do you know, it was like, who was I to take any risks? Because I come from this small town in Dumfries in Scotland. So I didn't come from a family of money, and like I say, I wasn't academic. So who was I to be able to try something new? I'd never been self-employed before. I didn't know how to run a business. But sure as shit, I'll tell you something, I was going to learn. And that was the realisation for me, was that you can be whatever it is that you want. I don't care how big it is. I don't care how silly it sounds to some people. I don't care how much it surprises some people. I don't care what illnesses you've got, or how little money you've got, or how many kids it is that you've got, or how little time you think you have in a day. Obviously 24 hours, the same as the next person. If you want to achieve something, and you can see it here, and you believe undeniably that it is your destiny, it's your responsibility to get to where you want to be, you can honestly do that. I'm not promising it's going to be easy. I'm not promising it's going to jump out at you straight away. But just go with that realisation that there's this big, bad, wide world out there, and you can achieve whatever it is that you want. You haven't got this regimented routine to follow. Nobody's holding you back. It's pretty much up to you. You're not a victim. If you want something, go get it. And don't stop. Keep getting back up. Because if you fail the first time, then that doesn't matter. Just keep going. If somebody says no to you, it only means no today. It doesn't mean no tomorrow. It doesn't mean no the next day. You just keep going until you get that yes. Just keep going until you get that sale if you're running your own business. Just keep going until you find those new clients. Just keep going until you help those new people. Whatever it may be, if your goal's there, you can definitely achieve it, but first you've got to believe it. I hope you enjoyed this little message. I'm going to shoot another one out for you tomorrow. Speak to you later, guys. Bye.